Oscar Pistorius was in matric when he broke his first world record. Just a few years before, he'd lost his mother to illness. The teenage Oscar, at the beginning of an athletics career that would defy all expectations, appeared shy and uncertain.
I think competition and, the pressure and the expectations are always good. So I'm looking forward to going out there and giving my best.
Just a year later, Pistorius would be awarded the Order of Ikhamanga from then-President Thabo Mbeki.
The Order of Ikhamanga in bronze awarded to Oscar Pistorius.
Oscar Pistorius had become a symbol of hope, someone who showed that anything was possible.
I kind of think that if you might have one or two physical disabilities or mental disabilities, but you've got so many other abilities, like millions of other abilities, that if you let those disabilities get you down, then you're more disabled than you are able, and I think that people, just if they got the right mindset, you can basically do anything. So.
Thank you very much.
It's a huge pleasure. Thank you.
Pistorius went on to break many more records and grabbed global attention with his fight to compete in able-bodied competitions. As the first amputee to compete in the Olympics, he made history. But after the 14th of February 2013, everything Oscar Pistorius had achieved would become meaningless. His name was no longer synonymous with athletic achievement, but with accusations that he had deliberately ended the life of a woman he claimed to love. 29-year-old model Reeva Steenkamp. It was a staggering fall from grace.
This side, please.
This side.
Don't touch me.
Confronted by massive media and public interest in Oscar Pistorius' murder trial, newly appointed National Director of Public Prosecutions, Mxolisi Nkosana, made an unprecedented decision to not oppose a court application for the case to be broadcast. For the first time in South African legal history, an entire trial was televised.
I'm thrilled at what happened, and history will judge me as a person who came on board at NPA and made these crucial decisions. Well, you know that when you make decisions, there may be people who may not be happy with your decisions, but I want to believe that this has benefited not only the South African public, but also the people around the whole world.
And the world has watched, riveted.
We have seen how people have received this case. People talk about it in the buses, everywhere. They quote the prosecutor, they quote the defense.
The state sought to show that neighbours heard a woman screaming on the morning of the shooting, and that Pistorius must have known who he was firing at. The defence then called Pistorius' closest neighbours, who said they only heard Pistorius crying. Ballistics and forensics experts went into graphic detail about the mechanics of the 4 shots that killed Reeva Steenkamp.
It's like if you see in its position, the wound on the left hand, just between the 2 fingers, bullet perforated here, but the arm was now in contact with her, and she was a bit facing down. It comes in here. It also penetrated the head of the deceased.
These were the details of Steenkamp's last few moments of life that her loved ones had dreaded hearing.
What you think about it, because you're like, That's why I didn't want to hear anything about the trial. I don't want to hear anything about what happened. I was just dealing with losing her, and I think that's what I prompted my mind to deal with. But then you can't help but, and you can't help but let your mind just go there and think about it.
Oscar Pistorius cried and retched in the dock as the details of Reeva Steenkamp's last moments were described in court. But the most pivotal and dramatic moments of the trial would come when he took to the witness box in his own defense. During cross-examination, prosecutor Gerrie Nel confronted Pistorius with video footage of himself shooting a watermelon with a gun and ammunition he called a zombie stopper.
What we can see there is the effect the ammunition had on a watermelon. It exploded. Am I right?
That's correct, my lady.
You know that the same happened to Reeva's head. It exploded. Have a look.
The most really loaded moment of the trial came when prosecutor Gerrie Nel instructed Pistorius to look at the picture of Reeva Steenkamp's head, bloodied and bruised, and as a way of sort of really taking account and reckoning with what he had done.
My lady, I've taken responsibility by me waiting and not wanting to live my life, but waiting for my time on this stand to tell my story for the respect of Reeva and for myself. I've taken responsibility, but I will not look at a picture where I'm tormented by what I saw and felt that night. As I picked Reeva up, my fingers touched her head. I remember. I don't have to look at a picture. I was there.
I think everyone that knew her still goes through these phases where, is this a dream? Do I need to pinch myself? Am I going to wake up from this? I'm going to get a call from Reeva. I'm going to text her. And then when you see that picture, when I initially saw that picture, it was like the most graphic awakening, if I could put it that way. It was someone shaking me out of a sleep and saying, no, this is how she died and this is how she passed away and she's never coming back.
Judge Thokozile Masipa will have to decide whether Pistorius' shooting of Steenkamp was a goal-directed murder, the intentional and unlawful killing of a person he thought was an intruder, or an act of negligence, or none of those things.
Who's going to do the carry? What's on Graham. Are you doing karaoke on me? Are you doing karaoke? Stand up.
Yeah.
Roll on. This is the level of information. I can hear you. I want you to more of it. Let's see it again.
You must sit down.
Are you Sarah?
Yes.
Sarah.
Yeah.
TV license.
Can you talk to the mic?
This is his first day outside of prison, so we hope to get a statement.
Who brought the lights?
I'm testing the mic it's okay better. How am I do something that? Am I straight to fella da
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let me go down here. Let me go down here. You'll know it. You'll need down. Okay.
Mike. Get that check.
No. You just swap them. Steph, you just give Krista the recorder. We'll give it back to you after she changes the batteries.
No, balance the car.
Me?
Yes.
Ready?
Bata mama tea.
Thank you.
Public broadcaster, Papa.
If you're this one, I'm going to get
I'm here today.
This is it's leaning towards
Hi, one more deep row.
I'm lucky you. He says it's fine.
He's fine. He's fine.
Where's your king?
Yes, Megan. Yes, I can. Sorry?
Não, joga pelo rua. Action. Era tão boa too much, it's action. Sorry.
Bietjie nader aan.
Okay, Alana Lisa, could you come close? Boom, hold down. Close. Can you come closer? Close to this mic. Closer. Can you see that? More. Please.
Sorry.
Forward.
Nog nader moet.
Forward. Yes, guys. Look at that mic.
I will stand on top of this guy.
Hey. Your mic, please. Please.
Okay, guys, thank you so much, and thank you for your patience. I know it's been a long night for all of you. I wanted to say up front that I'm not able to answer questions on behalf of the family. So I'm going to confine myself to the statement that they wish to issue. Oscar was released into correctional supervision last night. Like you, we had expected him to be released today, but we were informed that the details of any release are decided upon by the facility concerned, and that is why Oscar was released a couple of hours earlier. It's very important for the family to emphasize that Oscar's sentence hasn't been shortened or reduced. He's simply entering the next phase of his sentence now. He will serve this under the strict conditions that govern correctional supervision. The family will support Oscar as he serves out the remainder of the 5-year sentence handed down by the trial judge, and he will strictly adhere to the conditions set by the parole board and community corrections.
Annalisa, how is Oscar? How is he? Can you tell me?
I cannot I cannot answer on behalf of the family or on behalf of Oscar. I'm afraid I've got to confine myself to this
statement.
Him,
can you just
Oscar is here, and Oscar is at home with the family.
Can you give us a sense of the conditions he's been placed under?
I cannot talk about the conditions at this stage. I'm sure that will become clearer as time proceeds.
Can you tell us what he did when he got home? Well, first thing he did when he got home.
I'm afraid I can't
Annalise,
speak any
the
further.
family described his treatment as unfair. Do they continue to feel that?
The family is happy that Oscar's home, but they want to make the point that Oscar's sentence continues. And that is the key point here. His sentence isn't shortened, it hasn't been reduced. He continues to serve his sentence as per the sentence handed down by the trial judge.
And what do the family say to the Steenkamps who still insist he just hasn't served enough time for the crime?
I cannot speak about that at this time either. I think all these issues will become clearer as time proceeds, and I actually have to confine myself to that now.
Can you at least say he's Oscar well? Is he well?
Annalise, Afrikaans, Annalise.
Sit down.